High school, the last stop before kids are thrown into the adult world. The schools house confused teens and troubled kids. Kids who have suicide as the second leading cause of death among them. According to the CDC, in 2019, suicide was the 10th leading cause of death overall in the United States, claiming the lives of over 47,500 people, and was the second leading cause of death among individuals between the ages of 10 and 34. Results from the 2019 Youth Behavioral Risk Factor Surveillance System shows that in the past year, 18.8% of high school students seriously considered attempting suicide, and 8.9% actually attempting it. Since then, the numbers have begun to rise. But what is being done to prevent these deaths? Many districts have turned to creating a welcoming aura within their schools, pushing positive words, accomplished alumni, and their accomplishments at the students. And for many others, they have turned to spending dedicated time to assisting the students. Suicide prevention weeks have become a yearly thing in many schools, these being a week or sometimes even multiple where the school will hold special days dedicated to helping the students with problems. Whether it's a day where the students are challenged to compliment each other, or a day where a survey on the students' mental health is sent out, the quote-unquote event has cemented itself as a yearly thing. But how effective is it? To begin the research, we turn to someone well-educated on the subject and someone who deals with stuff like this daily. I decided to sit down with one of the guidance counselors here at Alliance High School, Miss Morrison. So our topic that we're talking about is the prevention week and overall suicide prevention.
Correct.
So how often, if you can disclose, how often are there suicide cases at the school?
Yeah, I would like to tell you we don't have that many, but I have a lot of students that really struggle with mental. September is Suicide Prevention Month, and so we have tried to every September pick a week that really focuses not just on helping students that maybe are struggling, but educating our student body on what signs and symptoms to look for so that not just the counselors can help, but everybody can help students, improve their mental health.
And while we're on the topic of the Prevention Month, to be a little bit more smaller, we are having our Hello Prevention Week,
Yes.
which is encouraging students to communicate with each other and bond more.
Yeah,
Do you, since we've all started doing these prevention weeks, not just the Hello Week, but all the years back, do you think these prevention weeks are helpful to the student body?
Absolutely, and really the reason being is because I've noticed students that would come to me in the past and say, I think I have a friend that's struggling, but I don't know what to do. So when we have these prevention weeks and we're basically advertising, marketing, if you see something, if you know of someone, if you think someone's struggling, tell an adult. So I think getting the message out, not just to our student body, but to our community, that if you know someone that's struggling or you yourself are struggling, it's okay to ask for help. And not only is it okay, we want you to, because that's what we're here to do. Because our students, they need this, especially coming off of a year where a lot of students were digital last year. And then going back to the year before that is when the pandemic began, and we're still going through some of those things. So yeah, more than ever, I think that this week not only is important and needed, but is really beneficial to our student body.
Miss Morrison had given a great inside look into a counselor's view of the situation, but they're just one person, and it feels like somebody from a higher stance could give their view on something like this. When it comes to getting people's views on Hello Week, I decided it would be best to start at somewhere near the top. So who better to ask than the principal herself, Miss Woodford. Now, the big topic and the thing that has been going on this past week is Hello Week. Now, do you think weeks like Hello Week or just suicide prevention weeks in general, do you think those are helpful to the student body or just the school in general?
Yeah, I think start with Hello Week is very positive. It's had a positive impact. I've seen students, some of our challenges were a little silly, but I've seen students participate, and it got them talking, and it got teachers talking to students, it got students talking to students. That was a great way that students got to think positively, and I think the kids that left notes for other people almost had more fun because they were thinking of ways to bolster up their peers. And that's the effect that we wanted to have this week.
Now, do you think Alliance will have more events like this?
I think so. Last year, when I took over, I often reminded students to be kind, and I challenged you to go out and compliment somebody or do something, a random act of kindness. And I'm going to try and continue that because I think it's important. It's not just 1 week. We bring a lot of attention to it the 1 week, but we want to remember to do that all year long.
Now, we had gotten an inside view from a counselor and the opinions of a principal, but what about the group most affected by this? We decided to put out a survey, one for the student body, and these were the responses we got. When asked if it felt like the suicide prevention weeks helped themselves as individuals, it was pretty split on a yes and no, but the majority had said no. Reading the responses, it was clear why. Many say that they themselves do not suffer from suicidal or harmful thoughts. However, when asked if they feel the prevention weeks help other students, the majority said yes, with responses saying it spreads awareness, it creates a positive environment, and that weeks like these help others meet new people. Looking at the responses, it seems the student body has two major main problems with the week. One is the majority of them say that it's not taken seriously. It's students making jokes out of the event and having a laugh at them instead of taking them serious. The second problem is the length of the event. Students say that they don't like that it's only 1 week and would prefer a month or at least multiple weeks within the entire school year. This was the recap for the Hello Week at AHS. Thank you for watching, and remember, if you or anyone you know are having thoughts of self-harm or suicide, please reach out to someone in the school or the community.